The history of the PC. Nowadays we underestimate the universe of figuring, utilizing it in pretty much every part of our lives. Messages, streaming, web-based media, at work and obviously for silly games. I'm seeing you Clash of Clans. The inquiry is, do we truly know where this innovation came from? Do you realize who concocted the primary PC or the principal current PC? Is there a contrast between the two? Well, that is the thing that we're here to discover. What is a computer? A PC is characterized as an electronic gadget equipped for accepting data and playing out a grouping of activities foreordained by a program to deliver an outcome as data or signs. The first PCs weren't any place close to any semblance of the Apple, HP or Dell gadgets we're completely used to. Have brief extra for 5 arbitrary realities? They were colossal precisely determined juggernauts using transfers, phone gear and vacuum tubes. The majority of the first PC ideas were utilized during World War II. The most acclaimed being the Bombay made by Alan Turing, used to help translate German Enigma codes. Here we will zero in on the PC, the form of the PC we as a whole know best, just as the fundamental improvements in innovation that influenced it. The PC, or personal computer, was a monstrous jump for innovation, and it was all because of the improvement of the principal microchip, which permitted machines to be sold at a much lower cost and viably made them buyer merchandise. The term PC covers a wide scope of regions including work area, PC or tablet. This is not even close to a total rundown, yet here is a course of events of the critical PCs and advancements. 1977. The primary influx of home PCs, the Trinity, as named by Byte magazine. These were the TRS-80 selling more than 10,000 in the primary month, which had, subsequently, the name, a Z80 chip. The Commodore PET utilized the recently advertised MOS 6502 chip and was immediately beaten by the Apple II because of its high shading illustrations, and it even accompanied the game, Breakout, on tape as standard. All these offered 4 kilobytes or 8 kilobytes of RAM, used basic programming language and tape stockpiling. 1978. The 5 1/4 floppy plate was delivered, and despite the fact that there were past renditions, they were excessively costly for the PC. The 5 1/4 was the most well-known type of PC information stockpiling until the CD's delivery. 1981. The beginning of the PC, or portables, starts. In this year, both the Osborne 1 and Epson HX20 were delivered. The Osborne 1 gauged 24 pounds, had no battery and a 5 inches CRT screen. The Epson had a 120x32 pixel LCD screen, a little printer and a rechargeable battery. The IBM PC 5150 was, to many, the PC they recollect as the first. It had double 5.25 floppy plate drives, 64 kilobytes RAM and effective BIOS, so fruitful truth be told that it prompted a gathering of new organizations named IBM Compatibles, including Compaq, Dell and HP. 1982. The Commodore 64 was the most noteworthy selling single PC ever, with more than 20 million sold by 1994. In 1983 it was selling however many units as each and every other PC consolidated because of its minimal effort and accessibility in retail locations. This was additionally the year the principal flip-style workstations showed up, including the Grid Compass 1100, which cost more than $8,000 and was utilized basically by NASA, the military and different associations. 1983. This was a major year for contact innovation. The Gavilan SC was the principal PC publicized as a PC, and had the world's first touch cushion. The HP 150, the principal home PC with contact screen innovation, was additionally delivered. It recognized finger developments through an implicit framework of infrared bars across the screen's front. Nonetheless, the sensors gathered residue and required a ton of cleaning. Contact innovation would be a troublesome idea to dominate, with numerous brands delivering their gadgets, all with their own issues, and many decided to go for the less difficult pointer framework incorporating Apple with their PDA, the Newton, numerous years after the fact in 1993. 1984. The rule of Apple proceeded with the Macintosh, giving numerous their first glance at a GUI or graphical user interface, an indispensable piece of any cutting-edge PC. Its incomparable designs were an aftereffect of the Mac Paint program. In this year, probably the greatest change came for processing, the CD-ROM. It was a couple of years until CDR and RWs went along, yet the CD considered more noteworthy stockpiling and simpler information the executives. 1985. Windows 1.0 was conceived, giving the GUI interface of the Mac to Windows and backing away from MS-DOS. It was cited by Gates as special programming intended for the genuine PC client, using drop-down menus, symbols, scroll bars and data boxes just as the much-adored MS Paint. 1988. The Compaq SLT-286 was delivered and was the primary PC to utilize VGA show industrially. 1990. Windows NT was delivered, another GUI-style interface and an enhancement for 1.0. Starting legitimate issues among Microsoft and Apple about the manner in which the product looked and felt. Tim Berners-Lee likewise constructed the World Wide Web in 1990, giving us the principal view at the web as far as we might be concerned. It included HTTP, the main web convention, HTML, a web coding language and the primary web program, web worker, and web pages portraying the venture. 1994. The Apple Power Macintosh was delivered, a very good quality PC focused on advanced media and visual fashioners, and in this manner the bond was set up. Likewise in this year, Netscape's program was conceived and offered route to another flood of individuals getting to the web. 1995. The working framework I recall the most affectionately, Windows 95, was dispatched and, because of its enormous achievement, turned into the framework at the cutting edge for quite a while. 95 was the primary Windows OS with worked-in web support, to utilize the fitting and play idea and to include the famous beginning catch, taskbar and limit, amplify and close alternatives. 1998. Google, the universally adored web index, was made. Google brought for some the improvements in web perusing they required and saw more individuals utilizing the web. 1999. Apple delivered its new iBook, the main gadget to have a Wi-Fi opening for the new business standard remote stage, and different brands immediately stuck to this same pattern. Wi-Fi definitely improved home figuring, permitting association any place you were inside its reach. This implied PCs would before long become normal spot in rooms and studies without the requirement for a link. 2000. The main USB streak drives were sold, enhancing information the board once more. Anyway, this wouldn't be as snappy a passing for the CD as they were for floppy circles. 2001. The most mainstream OS within recent memory, Windows XP, was delivered. XP turned into the norm which all else strove for. It had various adaptations in its day-to-day existence time and upheld the most recent in innovation, including distant work area, framework re-establish and encoding record framework. 2002. The Microsoft Tablet PC was, as the name recommends, the main genuine PC-style tablet. It utilized a pointer-based touchscreen and ran Windows XP tablet release, yet, because of their weight, had little achievement. This was likewise the year 1 billion PCs were authoritatively sold. 2004. A game-changing year for home processing. Facebook was dispatched, acquiring more than 1 billion clients to date. Skype was likewise delivered, giving a basic and less expensive method of web correspondence. 2005. This year saw the passing of the much-adored IBM as it offered itself to Lenovo. YouTube was dispatched in 2005, giving us all limitlessly more approaches to Tari. 2006. This year offered path to Microsoft's greatest disappointment, Windows Vista. Vista should be an enormous achievement, offering BitLocker drive encryption programming, interestingly, a more engaged media focus and a fresh out-of-the-box new look. Nonetheless, it was a long way from a triumph, with the press and techies, myself notwithstanding, marking it a disappointment. It was delivered rashly with various issues like its restricted measure of viable drivers. 2007. Asus delivered the EEE, the principal super compact PC called netbooks, a term authored by Intel. The EEE was an immense accomplishment because of its little size, minimal effort and weight. It had a 4 GB circle and 7 inches screen and offered route to another rush of registering, with numerous different brands delivering their rendition. In this year, Estonia gave the world conclusive confirmation of the meaning of home figuring when it completed an overall political decision on the web. Albeit not actually home registering, in this year the Apple iPhone was delivered, and like the tablet saw numerous individuals move away from their PCs. 2009. Windows 7, even after so long and re-evaluations delivered, it's as yet the choice numerous organizations go for. Windows 7 was worked for the remote age after Microsoft understood the achievement of PCs and the need to interface in a hurry. 2010. The Apple iPad, the most notable tablet of all, was conceived. With its 9.7 contact screen show and the swarms of applications accessible it before long turned into a colossal hit with clients, and contender Android-based gadgets began flooding the market. 2012. The most awesome aspect the two universes as it appears, the Microsoft Surface with its separable console and kickstand permitted you to have the comfort of a tablet with the ease of use of a PC. This was likewise the time of Windows 8 with its touch-accommodating application and tile interface. Windows 8 was the principal genuine multi-stage programming for use with contact gadgets and conventional PCs. It included the Windows Store, a commercial center for applications. Albeit an incredible framework for contact gadgets, it was by all accounts less effective for the customary PC, the beginning catch being the greatest grievance. 2013. The Apple MacBook utilized the changing Retina show innovation which had 400 pixels per inch and was delegated probably the slimmest PC around. 2015. Windows 10 was delivered, and allowed to update OS seeing 75 million gadgets running 10 in the primary month. Microsoft have unquestionably pushed the limits and improved the framework fundamentally, offering a voice framework like Apple's Siri called Cortana, and so there we go, the primary PCs were just celebrated mechanical machines assembled predominantly for wargames. The Trinity was the primary jump forward, particularly for Apple, building up the home PC and driving the path for any semblance of the Commodore 64 and the Apple Macintosh, which made the PC more moderate and presenting new ideas like a gateway to the work area world. The formation of PCs appeared to spell the finish of the home PC. Clients cherished the convenience of these gadgets contrasted with the cumbersome work area, and the tablet with its touch innovation and size was the last nail in the final resting place for most clients. Each idea, from the floppy plate to the Blaze Drive, Windows 1.0 to 10, the Apple II to the Asus EEE, upset the manner in which we utilize the PC and home registering by and large. There will consistently be a need for the new, the quick, the simple and the unique, and I for one can hardly wait to perceive what's on the horizon. In 2009, workstations formally beat work area PCs, and in 2013 tablets surpassed both work area PCs and PCs, coming to more than 200 million additional units by 2016. So whatever gadget you're perusing this on, recollect where it came from, the firsts, all pushing the limits of what we know as the PC.